Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. It's your brew by Shemayim. That's me. I'm here again with 123J at the bottom of the screen, and
Peace and love. Peace and love.
we want to say Kaula Ahaya by Shimon Shai, or all praises to the Most High in the name of His Son and in the Holy Spirit.
Yes, sir. All praises to the Most High that we're here for another live.
Absolutely, man. So you want to
What you want to talk about, brother?
well, the first thing we should talk about is the masked white supremacists that you had
Oh,
mentioned.
that story I sent you?
I mean, I
Oh,
got it right here on msn.com. So if you want, I could read some of it.
yeah. Yeah, let me read some of it.
All right, this is from msn.com. A story by Ken Mayer came out yesterday at 8:57 a.m. It says, "Watch mass white supremacists, Patriot Front members march through the National Mall." Says hundreds of masked fascists from the Patriot Front white national movement were monitored by the police as they paraded through the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It says approximately 200 marchers showed up on Saturday as they made their way around the Washington Monument and other parts of the National Mall. The marchers' faces were concealed by sunglasses in white masks, and they carried an assortment of shields, megaphones, upside down American flags, and banners declaring "Reclaim America, Strong Families Make Strong Nations." It says Metropolitan police officers escorted the marchers as counter protesters heckled the demonstration. The march reportedly went on for about an hour without any injuries or arrests before the marchers put their props in the U-Haul vans and then headed on the metro while officers gave them the chance to enter alone. So what you got? What you got on that, brother?
Um, they should assemble. They should be proud to be the race that they are. They should stick together and stuff like that. As long as they wasn't saying nothing racist, I don't see nothing wrong with them getting together and stuff like that. We should do the same thing. The problem is that when we do it, for some reason, people end up getting locked up.
Yeah, we're not welcome. They got a police
Yeah, we.
escort, and
Yeah,
the
they
police
allowed to do it.
allowed them to peacefully enter into their U-Haul vans with all their equipment.
Yeah, they allowed to do it and stuff like that. But they should do it. But don't complain when we do it, or don't say it was being separatist when you got us doing it, or you got like a black group doing it, or you got like a so-called brown group doing it too. And talk about, oh, you
Right,
guys are separatists and being racist. When everybody should be proud of who they are and their people and who they choose to represent and stuff like that. I
right.
don't see no problem with it, man. I don't let them. I like when I see stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you why I like when I see stuff like that. I like seeing stuff like that because it just shows how much of a less of a people that we have become, that we don't think ahead like they thinking. We just have that wicked eye towards each other and just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Forget about everything else that's going on. Worry about loving hip hop and all this other bullcrap that's going on. Little Wayne canceling his tour because fans didn't like his new artist, or didn't show his new artist love. Worry about what's going on with the hip hop community, man. The hip hop community don't even represent people. That's not culture. What people think is culture of us being so wicked towards each other. They're, oh yeah, that's black and Latino culture and blah 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 blah. No, it's not. That's that's the redneck culture of us having that wicked eye towards each other and stuff like that. We're supposed to be loving and loving each other and helping each other. We just got bamboozled. All the way we talk with the ebonics and all that stuff. That's redneck culture. That's not our culture per se. We think it's our culture because we done seen it so for so long in the hood. You know what I mean? That people
Right.
think that's people's culture and think it's cool to be so wicked towards each other and so grimy. and stuff like that towards each other. But it's not culture. That's why I don't even listen to rap music. You know what I mean? I've been stopped listening to rap
Right.
music. I mean, I still listen to it, but it's gonna be like some old stuff, KRS One and stuff like that. Like I don't listen to that new stuff. You could tell me a new dude today, and I wouldn't even know who it is or what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't listen to it. I barely listen to music. I'm too
Man,
busy. Huh?
I'm the same way, brother. I listen to a lot of Bruce, like John Boy
Oh no
and
no 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 no.
um
That's not hip hop to me though. The brew music.
yeah.
That's not that's more culturally based music. So I don't consider that hip hop. If you want to consider it, if you want to consider the brews that do hip hop, you know what I mean? Deacon, I think Alazar, Gorilla Hebrew.
Yeah.
I think he stopped rapping though. Last live I seen with him, he was like he ain't doing no features or nothing. But when you talk about like the brews doing it, I don't look at that as hip hop. I don't.
I
I look
like
at
that. Didn't they have was it last year they had the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards? I
yeah, but
like those type of movements.
they call it hip hop, but it's not hip hop. It's not. You know what I mean? Hip hop, what it was, and to what it's become, is not what people consider
Well,
it.
I call nowadays like just kind of rap. What is it called? Drill rap. It's not even
Yeah, that drill
considered
music,
hip hop no more. Like
disrespecting the dead and all that stuff.
I mean, that's kind of like the majority of the songs now is parading guns, the gangster rap.
I mean, look at
Like
they
none of that
consider.
stuff remind me of hip. It don't seem hip hopish no more. Remember, like in hip hop, a gun could have been a metaphor. Like saying gun didn't
Oh yeah,
necessarily
like
mean
Tupac with me and my girlfriend and all that and stuff like. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I
That was
was
different.
gonna kill you. It just meant like
Oh, Slick Rick sitting in his car, waiting in his car.
yeah,
You know what I mean for his cousin.
right. And then now the gun is like literal. Now they like, bro, he talk all that gun stuff. He ain't got no bodies. Where his body, they want you to, ooh, hey, my phone dropped. They want you to literally like kill some people.
Yeah, but what people don't understand is that when they made your gun, they just didn't stop with your gun.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? A
That's
gun, a gun,
true.
a gun only gonna take you so far. You know what I mean? Like it ain't gonna really. You know what I mean? Like let's just be honest. If you don't got a whole structure behind your gun and using your gun and all that stuff, I mean, everybody get
Man,
caught slipping, man. Ronald
now
Reagan, the
with that,
president, got caught slipping.
that's true. Since we going into this topic, the whole gun stuff, what you think about John Morant? The newest news with John
Oh
Morant.
my God, that guy, bro, you getting millions and millions of dollars, bro. You still trying to be in the streets, bro. Stop it. You know what I'm about to say, right?
Two, two, 240 million from what they say.
You know what I'm about to say, right?
200. What you about to say?
Stop the cat. Stop the cat. Bro, come on, fam. Like you got come on, fam.
Now
Come on, fam.
I kind of got a couple feelings about this the John Morant thing though because you got John Morant and like I get I don't know what the NBA contract says. So I personally don't know what they're allowed. You know, when you got a job and the NBA is a job, there's a contract. So I don't know
Well, they have
personally,
stipulations. Yeah, they do have
yeah,
stipulations.
what the stipulations are to the contract.
But you can't
But
do
what
stuff
I
like
do
that.
know is like legally, first, I'm not a big fan of flaunting it or showing it off on social media. Like you just said, having a gun, everybody got a gun. It's America, right? So like
Yeah.
it's not about
Hey,
having a gun. But then legally, state wise, the state he was in, it's legal right to bear arms even without a
oh yeah, in
CCW.
Tennessee. They got the same rules that we got. No constitutional carry and all that. But that's the thing
Right.
is
So
John Morant is John Morant is a brother that comes from the gutter. You see what I'm saying? So when you got a brother like that that's fortunate to make it to the NBA, can make changes for himself and his family and his friends and stuff like that, you might want to be a little bit more careful. And keep the street stuff, you know what I mean, street, and keep the NBA stuff NBA. Like they, I guess when they be going to the stadium, they be putting like lasers and stuff like that at the people. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's too much of a risk for the NBA for the lawsuits that could come behind it. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's your master, whether you like it or not. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
you got to follow their rules. You know what I
You
mean?
on
And
under
that's
contract. Yeah.
yeah, you got to follow their rules. I just hope that the brother put the right people around him and surround himself around the right people. And
Obviously he in my opinion, obviously he don't. Even if that's something you did is flaunt guns around and dance to music, like yo bro, being yo bro, should not have put you on Instagram doing that.
well,
That's
that's the
not
same
your
friend that got
bro.
him in trouble the last time too, though, bro. So you know, just
And
watch the
that's the
company you
thing.
keep.
Like what he didn't he just apologize a couple weeks ago? Say he went to to what did he go to counseling and all of that, and then
Yeah, he did. But I mean,
turned right back around.
I wish him the best, man. I wish he just the shenan. But you gotta understand, though, bro. Like a lot of elders, man. We failed a lot of y'all younger brothers, man. We failed y'all, bro. Like we just gotta be honest, dog. We gotta be honest, and I hate to say it, bro. Like it'd be nice if people could surround themselves around people that could elevate them and take them to the next level. I mean, we can make a video about how to get to the bag, and guess how many views it will get? Two. But if we talk
Right,
about some shenanigans and some bull crap, you know what I mean? You get thousands and thousands and thousands of views, you know what I'm saying? Like, uh, those times when I went on people YouTube, when I used to go by a derogatory name on YouTube and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because mine was I want all the smoke. I used to want all the smoke with everybody, you know what I mean?
right,
When you got names like that, people more gravitate to you and stuff like that. So I had to get away from people that was doing like stuff that I didn't agree with, and in real life with people I wouldn't deal with. You know what I'm saying? So people just gravitate to that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I went over there trying to help people to get to the bag, but we never did nothing to show people how to get to the bag. But at the end of the day, people gonna do what they want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? We're reaching a time where um, the people, well, Jan Morant and stuff like that, gotta realize too. We're reaching a time where this country has changed so much. It's crazy, right?
hmm
So we no longer the slave labor in this country no more. They have a new influx of slave labor coming in. You see what I'm
right.
saying? So when a lot of people, yo, come here. Hey, you want to see this dude? Look at this dude, bro. Uh, come here. This dude, big head. These damn French bulldogs, man. Go, 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 go. These damn French bulldogs. But now he running all the way around. But what people gotta realize is that we have a new influx of slave labor, and as much as people wanna think that everything's fine and stuff like that, you're gonna suffer. People gonna suffer more than normal. You know what I mean? And
That's true too, because like if you like when we go, like you said, a new influx of slave labor. So like if you go to McDonald's, Burger King, back in the day they were like all black. Now you're starting to see different foreign races.
well, you
So
can't you
my
can't blame it
question
on
is, where
South
do we
America because
go?
it ain't only South America. They're coming from
Oh,
everywhere.
oh no, yeah,
Yeah, they're coming
Ukraine.
from
I mean,
everywhere.
Afghanistan.
Every
Yeah,
like
literally
you see
everywhere.
more people from everywhere else than South America. To be honest with you, at that border, they show you a bunch of South Americans. You know what I mean? A lot of Mexicans is not coming here. We just got to be honest about that. They're not. It's mostly like El Salvadorians and You know what I mean? Further down and stuff like that.
Well, because the
Venezuela,
truth be told is, according to statistics, a lot of people are leaving America.
yes.
A lot of people are like Mexicans are actually more going back home than going back to Mexico than they are coming. Like a lot of people are even what they say. Last year it was over 10,000, and this is like a consecutive number. We're growing actually. Over 10,000 Black Americans went to Africa, moved to Africa, never been from Africa, literally moved to Africa. A lady bought like a $2, $3 abandoned mansion in Sicily turned into $100 million project or something like that. So like a
Oh,
lot of
we own
people's actually
property.
leaving.
Oh, we own property in Africa too. So I got dual citizenship.
Oh,
I
okay.
advise people to get dual citizenship,
With America
especially
and
somewhere else. Yes. I don't care where, just somewhere else, because the way things are going and the way things is, you know what I mean? Like you can
right,
talk about the grocery stores. It don't have nothing to do with supply issues or nothing like that, dog. Uh, I see a lot of people are selling their equipment in the commercial industry for little to nothing, half the price of what it was worth. You know what I mean? So it's not going to
do
get
you
better. I'll tell you that. It's not going to
you
get better.
think it's a shortage?
A shortage in what?
You think we just overconsume? We just too many people over consuming?
Well,
Like
no, the problem with this country is that we don't manufacture no more. And since we don't manufacture no more, we got to depend on everybody else, right? And since we got to depend on everybody else, right? They're not going to agree with the stuff that these people agree with over here.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's more serious than what people think it is. You know what I mean? Well, people don't think it is because obviously nobody's taking it serious. But
But if we could manufacture, do you think we would be able to afford the things we manufacture? Because
here,
American, yeah, it's such a,
no,
uh,
no.
you know,
Well, the problem is the regulations, right?
right,
So now, every time somebody does something, a mass, thing, you got to watch what you say because they're going to block it going out. But when you have mass things that happen, like in Dallas and so forth, the kid at the school in another country where they got the strictest laws, and he went into the school and did some dirt over there and all that. So I'm sorry that I'm talking around things for people that don't understand, but you got to watch what you say. Um, when it comes to stuff like that, now they want to do a ban again. I know that, but the ban, what it is not to save you; it's to hurt you. I mean, you just got to be honest. You know what I mean? The ban is not
and
to save you.
what's the ban on?
The pew pew ban for
Oh,
you know the the 15 jump off. You know what I'm saying? So they
right.
want to do a ban on that. You know what I mean? So uh, the brace, how they try to make it illegal and all that. Why? The question you got to ask is why they doing this stuff, right? And stuff like that. Well, how does it benefit? The same thing with John Morant. With even though it's legal, who knows if it's legal for him to have? Because you don't know
Right.
his prior record. He could have
His
domestic
record
violence or
and
something like that. You know what I mean? And he could be in a bad situation because of that. Uh, over here where we at, you could be a felon and have a firearm inside your house and inside your car. So it's different laws in different states. You know what I'm saying? After 5 years, after you did your parole or whatever, after 5 years of your parole date and stuff like that. So it's one of them things, man, where I don't know. I was doing some thinking, bro. Since the last time we talked, bro, and even my wife yesterday came at me like, "Yo, like, I just feel real bad, dude. Like, I just feel real bad for people, man. People don't even know, man. They don't even know because they don't get this. I see it firsthand, so I know. But yet, still, I try to tell people, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, hey, man, you need to prepare for what's happening, but people was it's their platform, so I can't tell them what to do on their platform. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make a platform. I'm just not. You know what I mean? For what? Nobody's gonna watch it. Every rare somebody watches it. I mean, when I be
I
on
mean,
my
but
bull,
every person counts, man. Even if
yeah, I
it's
know,
just,
man, but
even if only
nah,
10 people. Like, remember what Abram said to God about Sodom? Kept
yeah,
going down in that guy. Well, what if it's 40?
yeah,
What
but I
if
could
it's
lead you.
30?
But you could be thirsty, not could lead you to the well. Don't necessarily mean you gonna drink it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
if I knew people that could get money and all that without not investing a ton of money and stuff like that, don't you think that'd be the smart thing to do to get involved with people like that?
Yeah,
To you know what I mean? So people don't think about that stuff, bro. So I'm not gonna worry about myself what people are not doing. I'm just not. You know what I mean?
right.
I had to learn the hard way. And stuff like that. Trying to be cool with people that usually I wouldn't even mess with in real time. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like he just ran that way. No, 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 no. Trust me, I was
I
on him, but
definitely,
but
I
but
definitely get that.
it's one of them things. I don't know. I might do it one day. I might not. You know what I mean? I don't know. It all depends, bro. You know what I mean? It's kind of too late though, to be honest with you, for people. John Morant, I just hope he get his stuff together and stay away from the people he hanging with. Like the other
Yeah.
brother from Chicago that threw up the gang signs while he's going.
Yeah, because that to me, that's a lot of the stuff I didn't like, because now in the social media universe, you got all of these gangs in different states that's mad at Ja. And Ja didn't throw up no gang sign, but yet he is included with whatever old buddy threw up. And they like, you not in the real gang. We gonna show you. And that's kind of like, why, man? We take it to the next level, don't we? Like, so Ja might
But you
be in
disres-
danger
but
now.
but you disrespecting other people from doing that. So you gotta understand a lot of blood been shed. You know what I mean?
But
So
I
when a lot
think
of
if that's the culture, see, that's
it's
my
not
problem
culture.
with it, is the culture.
No,
If
no, it's
our
life.
belief is that you shouldn't disrespect people by portraying the act, right? Then
It
we
should.
have to stop the people who are in that type of lifestyle, who portray the act in order to glorify it and get paid. Because this started with rap trends and different things where everybody want to be a gangster. Like, you remember way back in the day, everybody wanted to crip walk because of Snoop and all of, and his little clique. He was, what's the old
You
buddy who
froze up
used
for
to
a
do the
second.
crip walk? Oh, my
Uh,
bad. What's old buddy
Dub
who
C,
used to do the crib walk? Max C, is it
Dub
Max?
C,
Dub C, Dub C.
but
Yeah.
but here's the
But
thing, right?
now we got it to the point that all of these throwing up NBA young boys, the throwing up the gangs, the making up their own gangs, the toting pistols, or making the pistol hand thingy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is
I don't think
kind
we
of,
live anymore.
oh, no, it still say I'm live. It still got us on
It
live.
says preview.
Oh
You
no, because I
sure?
got it. Yeah, I got it up so I can
Oh, you got on
monitor
the
it on
thing?
another. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
can
Well,
monitor it.
yeah. Right. So you got these rappers that's throwing up gang and all that stuff. I mean, you could go different ways about it too, though. Right. You got the what's that dude? The white dude, man. They be putting paperwork on people. Uh,
Said he put
is that maybe
paperwork on
Jake?
people.
Is that maybe
Oh,
Jake?
oh yeah.
You got China Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's you want to go there? We will go there. Let's talk about culture. Okay. Uh, Let's talk about. I can only tell you the culture from what I know, meaning in New York, not outside of New York. Outside of New York is different. So outside of New York, you're gonna have dudes that's gonna be cool with Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. And in New York, that just it is what it is. We all together. You're gonna have Puerto Rican bloods, Dominican bloods, you have Puerto Rican Latin kings, black Latin kings. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna
Right.
have a mixture of people together. So so let's look at culture. Um Probably on here, if you wouldn't see me, you would think that I'm black. You see what I'm saying? From the way I sound, by the way I talk. But black people in New York know that by the way I talk that I'm Puerto Rican. I don't sound like a black dude from New York. See what I'm saying? So and
Right.
then when you got people like China Mac, you know what I mean? Nothing against him. I don't got nothing against him. You know what I mean? But I know he grew up in New York. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that I never seen Asians talk the way he talk. You see with that gutter talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or even repping, you know, a certain clique. You know what I'm saying? Of gang. Um, I never experienced that. I never experienced like the dude 1090 Jake. Got nothing against him either. I got nothing against him either. You know what I'm saying? But they
Ain't
look
he
like they
from
tried too hard
Boston?
for me.
Ain't he
Yeah, he's
from
from
Boston?
Boston. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
from Boston, so he grew up around a lot of Puerto Rican and black people too, though. So I could see where he get that you know what I mean? That talk from. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that it don't fit them the way they talk. You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I could sit here and be like ignorant as hell from New York. You dig, you under dig, you smell me, you know what I mean? But you could tell when a person really grew up into that around people that talk the same way. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's goofiness is what I call it. So
And
certain
that's
people like I wouldn't even pump with. You know what I'm saying?
like, yeah, I definitely understand. But that's, don't you think that's the issue with like the next generation culture though? Like,
But yeah,
it's
you
like
could
six
take
nine
that.
for instance. You got 6ix9ine.
Oh Lord, why you gotta break
He
them up?
was made to be some big gangster, but I just saw something from him on Instagram or Facebook. Not Instagram, I don't even get on Instagram, but Facebook, where he like singing Hispanic song or a Spanish song out there doing yard chores and stuff. I didn't know what he was saying, but I was like, okay, he actually jamming on this one. So like,
Pero si tú quieres también, yo te hablo en español también. Conmigo no hay problema con eso también. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, if you want me to talk to you in Spanish, I can talk to you in Spanish too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I grew up
So you
around.
understood the video?
Nah, I don't watch that dude, fam. Like that dude.
Okay.
Nah, that dude. Nah, fam. Like I don't got nothing against him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did what he had to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously somebody like people like, oh, he a snitch, he a snitch. I don't know. I guess so. You know what I mean? Somebody must have snitched on him because he was the one that had the highest charges. So
Right.
obviously somebody was cooperating. You see what I'm saying? On him. Had to be a few people to cooperate. If anybody ever been through the feds, they know what I'm talking about. So obviously somebody had a proffer or something against him. You know what I mean? Supposedly they kidnapped him, supposedly whatever. I guess he was coochie hurt because somebody was bashing his baby, bashing her brains in one of his man's shouty or something like that was bashing his baby mom brains and supposedly all that. But that's that tender joint. You know what I mean? When dudes talk about the BMs and stuff like that, 'cause if that's the type of product you got. That's what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn a H into a housewife. You know what I mean, we was
Yeah,
taught that
that
as kids. You know what I'm saying? So with him, man, um, he was I call him a cartoon thug. You know what I mean? All
but
that
don't you think
tatted
that
on your
kind of
face.
creates the atmosphere for Ja Morant to be in the video and wave gun? Look, I don't agree with it, but then again, how old is Ja? 20 something. Like I'm
He
not
young.
20 no more.
I
I'm
think he
not
like
young. You know.
nah. John Morant ain't that old, brother. I think John Morant like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's still in that next generation, that
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
phase.
He
They a lot of them is,
well, not yeah. They don't really get a mature until like 26. It takes a little bit longer than before, brother.
and
Right.
it
So
sucks because the money he could lose from acting
yeah,
immature.
he
It's
could
a
lose a lot.
couple
Yeah, he could
immature.
lose a lot of money. Yeah, he can. But we could take it back to uh you know you could take a person out there. It's all fun and games, man. To use that bag. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
then you're gonna have regrets in the long run when you could change your life, your family life, and the people around you life. Hopefully he learned from this. You know what I mean? Hopefully,
I
you know.
hope so too. I hate the way I hate big media, man. So I dislike how ESPN and all of them is coming at him without giving a voice to the bigger thing. That to me is one of the bigger issues with this is the culture. We live in a messed up culture. Like the culture,
Well,
the
no,
songs, the music.
the culture doesn't. The culture doesn't. Once the culture, the so-called culture, I'm not gonna say culture, bro, because I don't believe in that culture. I believe in the culture of loving my brother. You know what I'm saying? And helping my brother.
Yeah,
So the culture, the so-called culture, is no different from when the crack happened, right? Um, those in the hood didn't have no planes to bring that work in. You see what I'm saying?
right.
And the streets was flooded with it. You see what I'm saying? So what they do, they're doing the same thing, just in a different way. So they play with your emotions. People worried
But
about white supremacy.
could you
It's
imagine
not
in
a
the
culture
80s
war, brother.
if,
You see, back then there was a culture war, but there's no culture war going on right now.
oh no,
You know what kind of
the
war is going on
culture
right now?
war, it are us against ourselves mostly. Well, it's still, the
Well,
world is
that's the
still
culture.
against us, but yeah.
That's the culture, yeah, the culture world in that aspect, yeah. But we're talking about the war that's going on right now. You know the war that's going on right now, right?
Talking about the spiritual war, which war is a lot of them. The
Now the one
Ukrainian
that's going
war.
on right now, specifically in this country.
Oh, the war for control. It's a lot of things going on in
Now
this
that's the
country,
war for
man. I think.
the rich over the poor. We just had that conversation. There's no such
Oh,
thing as middle class. It's a class war. That's what's going on here, man.
but don't
Right
you
now,
think the
people are losing
rich?
so much money
Right,
and losing. And what happened was when I'm not gonna say his name because you get flagged for saying names, but when the 45th was in there, if you notice, people was prospering, people was getting up.
right,
You see what I'm saying? So what they do, they create chaos and all that stuff, just like they do what they just did in Pakistan, but it didn't work. They try to do a coup over there, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't work.
right,
You know what I mean? So what happens is a lot of people don't understand the system. System oppression, blah blah. Well, the system of pressure is when you turn on the news and all that stuff, and people feed you the lies and the bull crap. That's the system of pressure that you get. When you thinking it's
right,
actually a racial war, when it's actually a social war. So now that you was up here, right, and then you was down here, so now you get from down here you climbed up here. So you took, let's say, 5 steps from them 10 steps. What they do is they create chaos, and now you take 15 step backwards, and now the elites start generating, right? It's no different, right? Like when you buy a house, a lot of people, I guess, they think they know economics, but they don't. So you buy a house, you put 10% down on the house, right? You
hmm,
pay the house, God willing, right? God willing now that you keep your job the whole time that you're working. You see what I'm saying?
right.
That you keep your job the whole time that you're working. But let's say you paid 160,000 for a house. You paid 15 years. You end up paying like 160,000 for the house. So you paid the house, but you didn't pay the house because all you did was pay the interest on the house the first 15 years. Now you're gonna pay on the principal after that 15 years. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So let's say you lose your job and everything, your wife loses a job, something happens, sickness comes, you paid 160,000, they sell it for more because it's worth more, and you just pay for it for free. They got it all for free.
Yeah.
Capitalism for you, socialism for them. You know what I mean?
What you
People need
think?
to open their eyes, man.
Right now with the economy, since we on economics right now, it seems as if the wealthy people, the war right now, because a lot of the problem with our people, why we don't recognize what's going on in the economy, is because it seems like the wealthy people are going against the rich, right? It seems like right now the war in our the economic war, that the people who hurting are the people who actually have more, who have small businesses or big businesses or just things in general, where the working bees, like, which mostly is our people, right, haven't fully
Yeah, Richard.
felt it yet. We know it's the trickle down effect, though. We know as the people who
You got Richard.
create jobs start to fall off, right, that it
You got
eventually
Richard.
falls down to the people who
Oh,
work.
oh, that thought. I gotta get my charger, bro. I'm tripping. That thing
All
about to
right.
die on me. Yeah, they, no, they got Richard, bro. No, he's for
You
so
talking about our
hopefully,
people?
that's the way it is. So you gotta understand that it's socialism for them and it's capitalism for you. So once you learn, you can't save your way to wealth. You know that.
Right.
You can't save your way to wealth. You can save what you want. It ain't gonna do you no good. You know what I mean? It is not. You want to see a little shaking for a second there. But you can't save yourself. You can't save yourself to wealth. That's just not gonna happen. You have to take your money, flip your money, and all that. This is so ghetto what I'm doing right now, man. It's so ghetto. That is so hood, bro.
What you
So
do? It happens.
well, doing the charging and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so ghetto, bro. That is so ghetto right there. Let me straighten it out at least so people don't see me somewhat crooked. But it still look crooked. But people got this mindset that you can save yourself the wealth, and there's no way you can save yourself the wealth, bro. It's just impossible. It's virtually impossible, man. So let's say you save $10,000, right? This year. Supposedly with the CPI number, inflation went down. Inflation is still at 16%. They just finagle the numbers to make it look good because they got an election coming up. Almost 4%. It ain't no damn 4%. Ain't nowhere near 4%. It's probably like 15.5%. But let's just say you got $10,000 and you saved it this year. Your money's only worth, your money's really worth like 10 cents on a dollar. And when you buy something with money, it's actually an IOU that the government is saying, like, we're going to pay you the money, meaning on a digital screen that that digits is there.
Right.
It's not per se that you have that money. So if you see $1 million in your bank account, does that mean that you have $1 million? No,
Mm.
it doesn't mean you have $1 million. In your mind, you think you have $1 million, but in reality, you don't. Why? Because if you're going to have your wealth, you have it in hard assets, what we call hard assets. You know what I mean? Land, Obviously gold, silver, palladium, and stuff like that. I mean, you gotta have hard assets. So I just feel bad for a lot of people that have been finagled by the system and don't do their due diligence on how, where, and if to ask somebody what's the best way to go about things. Yeah, go, go. 'Cause if you use the bathroom in my house, we're gonna have a problem. Go, get you, go.
But from what you hear, you still hear a lot of people like, "Oh man, I just got that new job at that factory," or "I got this new job as a supervisor over here." But
That's a
then
good
on the
thing.
flip side, you hear from oh, all these banks are shutting down. All these people who are multimillionaires are like, man, our money's drying up. We need to. So we know that there's a trickle down effect. That's how people get paid. So when do you think that the rich people who are feeling the tightening? Because remember, the banks when they close, the federal government guarantees up to $250,000, nothing more. So that means if you got 50 million in the bank, you got 50 million in the bank. They're only gonna guarantee you 250,000 of that fifty
But rich
million.
people,
So,
rich people don't have the money in the bank.
well, a lot of those banks were small business banks. A lot of the
Yeah,
initial banks
yeah,
that
but not
went
a
down
yeah, but a lot of rich
were
people don't have the money in the banks. See what I'm saying? Not they don't. They have their money tied up in investments and assets that make them money. A lot of rich people that you see is mostly asset based. It's not money that they have per se. It's just asset based. So right, let's say let's say I take $10,000, right,
hmm
and I put it into something, right, to make me money. Is that smart? Yeah. What do you look for in ROI? What we call return on investment, right? Typically 10%, but if you can get 15, 20%, that's a beautiful thing. But if it's every $10,000, most likely you just gonna make $1,000 off of it. So you should then be like, well, yeah, you making money, blah blah blah, but it's taxable. Why? Because it's not something that I'm paying on. It's something that I paid out. So if you have a loan
right,
for $10,000 and you invest in, now that's a taxable asset that makes you income. So basically, the income is free. That's how rich people move. They don't. Their money is tied up in other things. They don't have their money tied up in. They have their money tied up in hard assets. Most people with money. You know what I mean? They're not gonna have their money tied up in businesses like people think like, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm gonna just put $100,000 here and flourish this business, but you'll be taxed to death with it because you're not paying nobody on it. You already spent the money. It's not money that you're ditching out as a loan or something like that. Like the truck we buying right now, we was like, well, we could outright buy them or we could just do loans. So a lot of people are like, oh well, the loan rates is high and blah 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 blah. Yeah, they high. Not for us though, because these are commercial loans and stuff like that. So there's a difference when you're taking out a car loan for a car, for a personal car, and you're taking out a car loan for as a commercial expense to either rent it out on Turo or do it like that. There's other ways you can go about it where it's less money that you're blowing out of your pocket.
right,
You're not paying taxes on the money. It's all money coming to you. Basically, that's what rich people do. They're not going to tie up their money on. They're not going to tie their money up in the business. I mean, you don't do that. Back in the days, you did that. Your $1 is only worth 3 cents. You see that $100 bill? That's paper. It's a paper. It's not. They got your mind thinking like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this costs $200. Give them $200 bills and pay the tax on it. Then I got the, you know what I mean? I get my merchandise. They got everybody thinking like that's money, so people don't know that that's not real money. So it ain't no different than monopoly money. You know what I'm saying? They just tell you that that's real money. So in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, I got money. I got $100,000 in paper.
right.
You know how many people walk around with wheelbarrows in Venezuela with paper money? barrels in Panama. To go buy a damn meal, man, is freaking $300,000 over there.
Yeah, Zimbabwe areas
Yeah,
where
Zimbabwe and
it
all that
is
stuff.
been tons of areas where the dollar has collapsed. That is for sure.
Yeah, you got $100,000 note, a $1 trillion note. You know what I'm saying? On a piece of
Yeah,
paper, saying $1 trillion. You know what I mean? That's not real money. People don't. Maybe one day our people will get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they won't. Who
it's
knows?
changing fast. I know according to the Bible, we'll get it, but we got to go through this tough time. The survivors, those who endure through this tough time, will
Yeah, yeah,
understand.
yeah. Yeah, the survivors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the ones who make
All
it
praises
through.
to the Most High that He gives me wisdom and knowledge, so I won't have to find out after I don't fall so hard on my
Right.
head. You know what I mean? So all praises to the Most High for that. You have to have structure, and you have to flip your money. I mean, it is what it is. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to tie up so much money, but it's worth nothing in the long run. Eventually, BRICS, by the looks of it, they're getting more nations to come to them. It ain't going to happen tomorrow. It ain't no matter when it's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
You
So
talking
you got
about
to
the
prepare
BRICS
yourself
nations?
for the collapse of the dollar,
Oh
the
yeah, I think the
petrodollar,
collapse of the dollar happens with the
the
outcome of
hegemony.
this war. If America,
In
if
about 2 years,
Russia,
yeah, in about 2 years. Because don't forget,
if
China going to
Russia,
war too, though.
yeah, if Russia doesn't fall, I think that's gonna be the biggest blow to the American dollar because we're all in. We're all in that Russia has to fall because we need to weaken China. See, a lot of this is what it's up. If Russia falls, then China loses their biggest backup, their biggest supporter. So this is all
but the
about China.
problem,
But if
the
Russia
problem, of,
don't fall,
the problem of weakening China, people think that's a good thing, but it's not a good thing. How would America survive? Well, we got our medicine from China. We got our stuff. All this cheap stuff, even this the stuff that we're talking on right now, your headset, my headset, the phone, the laptops, the monitors, all that come from China, man. We don't got none of that stuff. Man.
but China's
China
also
collapse is not a good
changing.
thing.
China is what did they announce about 2 months ago? They announced that they're gonna start raising their wages, raising their income, their average income, their medium income, and their low income. So now these same things that were cheap to us are probably about to start costing
But
costing
the
us.
thing is, yeah, the thing is with China is that they're raising their rates, right?
Yeah.
For the employees and stuff like that. But
Well,
guess
because
what?
they realize they can't uh what did they say? They can't be competitive against America paying their people what their people's lifestyles have to grow. Their people have to
Yeah.
start living better so they can start buying their own stuff because China do have like billions of people, so they need
The
that
problem
money
with
to
them is
come
the
in to buy
socialism, bro.
from them.
The problem with them is the socialism. So even if they raise their wages, they don't have their money. You see what I'm saying? So they've been getting people used to this digital currency thing, and people don't know it. By using your debit card, Cash App, and all these things that people be using now, right? Venmo. So they've been getting
Right.
people used to this digital currency, and people ain't even know it. The only difference is that this time now that they can control, you will have a social credit score. So if you play by their rules, you do as they say, you listen to what they tell you to do, you do everything that they tell you to do, you got access to your money. You'll be able to buy food and stuff like that. If you don't listen to what they say, and you don't listen to what they do, they're going to tell you how much gas you can put in your car, how much you can. If you can buy firearms, if you can't buy firearms, if you can buy ammo, if you can't buy ammo. It's a bad situation for people and people just don't know it. That's the sad part about it though. It is what it is. I've been told people about this like 3 years ago, but It is what it is. They ain't listening,
Yeah.
so whatever.
Well, America, uh, our country won't tell you. We're not going to tell you something until we can't not tell you, right? Like, and even
You
if,
know the banks are collapsed, right? You know I
huh?
proved it to you with all the banks are collapsed, even the big ones. They collapsed.
Oh, well, yeah, we're watching that. Our government doing their best to
To
cover
hide
it
it,
up.
yeah,
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 to
to hide it.
hide it. So,
They collapsed.
like I was telling somebody, bruh, if Russia shot a nuke over here tomorrow, we would know about 2 minutes before the nuke hit. 2 minutes before the nuke hit, they would be
If
on the
we
news.
lucky, if we
California's
lucky,
about to get hit with a bomb. Like,
yeah,
boom,
if we
2 minutes
lucky, yeah,
later. Like,
yeah, if we lucky, if we lucky.
if
If
we
they even say
and
anything,
they probably would have known for a month
yeah, if we lucky.
that it was a
We reach,
possibility.
uh,
But they can't, like I was telling somebody this, uh they can't cause a panic. One panic, our country would be over. If tomorrow everybody went to go pull their money from the banks, went to go
well,
stock up on grocery stores and food and stuff, we would see the collapse happen literally within a week. A panic could make our country probably collapse in the next 2 weeks just from panic.
yeah. Well, I wish some people that's at the border. I wish they really knew what they're signing up for. You know what I'm saying? I wish they really knew what they were signing up for. You know what I'm saying? I know it looked like this beautiful place that you come to and the American dream, and it looked like this beautiful place, but I wish they knew what they was coming into. And then also, don't get me wrong, I love them too. They're my brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? But the people that are already here are already suffering, and now you're taking more resources from the people that's already here that can't get no help and making a bad situation to make it worse.
Right.
So, homeless rate is going to be like 2024. You already know it's going to be,
Man.
you know what I mean, skyrocketing out this world.
I'm
Rents and
thinking.
all that, you're going to pay at least 50% more in rent. So you
Hmm.
pay 1,500, you're going to pay 2,250. Like this is going to get ugly for people, and they don't even know it.
I think after the election, to be honest, they always hide the economy and hide the situations we actually facing during election time. And we know
That's what they're
2024
doing
is
right now.
election time.
Yeah.
2022 we just had elections, but notice 2023 they was letting everybody know. At first 2023 they was like, according to 2023 standards, we've had four down quarters, we're technically in a depression, and they were kind of telling us that in 2020, I mean like 2022, right at the end of it. But then once 2023 I mean 2020 3 came around, they were kind of like hiding it, putting it under the rug. Now that we're going towards 2024, so what you think
Well, I
gonna
think we
go
had
on
it.
with that? Yeah.
This is a Great Depression.
You
This
think it
ain't even.
happens after the election, during the election, before? They working
It's
on
not
the debt deal.
sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. A lot of people forget. A lot of people forget basic math and basic economics, right? So let's say I make 30 grand a year, right?
Hmm.
But I'm in debt $360,000. I make 30 grand a year, but I'm in debt $360,000. What that means?
Oh, you would be homeless.
That
That
means
was
I'm
your
broke,
real situation.
right? That means
Yeah.
I'm in debt, right? So what's the difference of a country being 36 trillion? You can't even count $1 billion and $100 bills in two lifetimes. You're talking about trillion,
Right.
not billion, trillion. Not 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion. No, it's about $36 trillion. I mean, people don't open their eyes, bro. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna be honest with you because I'm
But
not.
when you that much behind, see, my thing is like, okay, you behind on rent, you behind on lights, you behind on your car note, you you behind on your cell phone bill, you behind on everything, right? So
Uh,
what you do, you borrow more money. So like we
yeah, you're
having
running
a
on a hamster
budget
wheel.
deal.
Yeah, you're just running on a hamster wheel. You just keep going on and on and on and on and
Like,
on.
look, I'm behind on everything, and I can't use this credit card. I'm gonna just go get this credit card because they're gonna give me 10,000. Now we know in our circumstance it wouldn't work like that. You behind on everything. Ain't nobody about to just give you nothing unless you have something to offer them,
Okay.
right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would have to assume so. Yes.
But with
Let's
our
look at
country, it's like, look, I could just go borrow. I'll just borrow another 2, 3 trillion.
well, look at the FDIC, right?
Yeah,
You know, the FDIC don't have, that's a private company. That's not even had nothing to do with the feds.
right.
The FDIC and the feds is two different things. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say that everybody in America, right? 300 and 330. Well, who knows now because we got so many illegal immigrants here now. So let's just say like 345 million people. Because they say people are illegal, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to get into that. But let's say you got 336 million people, right? So you got 336 million people here, right? And each one, well, 345 million people. And each one of them people had $200 in the bank. Do you think the FDIC could cover it?
The
It
Federal
can't.
Reserve.
No, the FDIC. The
Mm,
Federal Reserve and the FDIC is two different institutions, brother. The FDIC is a private company. It's an insurance company.
right.
It's not it has nothing to do with the federal government or defense. The feds have nothing to do with the federal government either.
Right.
Those are
That's all I
bureaucrats.
was gonna say. The Federal Reserve really is a private entity too.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
think
that's the Rothschilds and all them people that is involved with the Federal Reserve. But, you know,
yeah,
they're not, they're about to forfeit. You know that in June, uh, the government is about to forfeit on its own.
you think that we're gonna actually default, or you think they're gonna just kick the can down the road? I mean, right
Uh,
before an election, I think that would be suicide to default,
who's going to let them
especially
borrow the
for
money?
for the.
Everybody's against you. Who's going to let you borrow the money? Who's going to buy your
Well,
treasury bonds and all that stuff?
well,
Who's
see,
going to
the
buy that
the
stuff?
crazy thing is from what the Federal Reserve said is America just got to make a deal. They don't care whose side is who gets like the Republicans right. The Republicans are saying they want to cut spending. The Democrats are. Biden is raising spending, raising
It has because
like
funding.
he like look
It's
what we
unsustainable.
spent the last 6 months ain't enough. We need like double that for the next 6 months, right? But the
Yeah, but
feds
you
is
can't
kind
do
of
it.
like, look, man, it don't matter. Y'all just better make a deal. If y'all default on this, if y'all don't raise your debt limit, your credit score is gonna have to get lowered. So that to me, like, you think they would
It's
do that, or are
unsustainable,
they
brother.
just kind of playing chicken and like pretty much you gonna have to agree with us because either way, like we're gonna blame you if
It's
we don't
unsustainable.
get our budget passed and we don't make a bigger budget. We're gonna blame the Republicans for shutting down the country and
Yeah,
getting our credit score lowered. Don't you
but
think
it's
kind of that
unsustainable.
seems
Even
like
if they also drop it down or raise it up, it's still unsustainable. right? So
Right.
how do you build the economy back up? Is the million dollar question. How do you get the economy back up and go? War.
Makes sense. I mean,
That's how you
cause
get the economy up and going. That's
yeah,
why I thought this talk and push for war. You know what I mean? But who gets rich off of that more than the people? Lockheed Martin and all them places, you know what I'm saying? They the ones that got rich off.
Boeing.
Boeing and all them, you know what I mean? They got rich
Yeah.
off of that. So I mean, yeah, you still make money and the economy will boom because of it, but it also hurts the economy. You know what I mean? In the beginning, then all of a sudden you get that big boom. Perfect example, Iraq. When Bush Senior was in there. Perfect example, Iraq. When Bush Junior was in there. You see what I'm saying? And have that boom,
Right.
and get that bust, and then it'll boom back up quick. The issue that I see, I think it won't do nothing and it'll stay stagnant or worse is because the most high not having it. I think the most high just like I'm done with Maryland. We just had enough of it.
Right.
So you gotta understand when we don't the beliefs that this country has and the beliefs that other countries have do not align at all. Especially when it comes to the alphabet game. A lot of countries ain't with it. Just gotta be honest. A lot of countries ain't having it, they're not with it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
what are you gonna do? What do you say in that situation? Either A, you're gonna accept the situation, or B, you're just gonna walk away from it. You know what I mean? In my eyes, it doesn't matter when. I put on my favorite to the most high, so
Oh
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. I gotta do with citizenship, not because I'm running from the situation. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, you can't control your destiny at the end of the day. I just hope people like
Yeah. And to
John
be
Moran and
honest,
stuff like that open their eyes.
I'm pretty sure when America get tight, America gonna do their best to try to stop people from going anywhere.
Yeah, of course. They ain't gonna do nothing but
Anywhere they
man.
gonna try to shut. Yeah, they gonna try to look. Y'all stuck in here with us. Y'all ain't going nowhere.
Man, they ain't trying to hear that. They gonna break out with the whips all over again, man. Have motherfuckers on the cotton fields and all that, bro. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
think
So
they
we get
probably pull the robots out, man. They just don't want. They don't want
AI is a
any
problem.
of wealth escaping, right?
AI, AI, AI is definitely a big issue, and it's really a bigger problem than what people think it is. The AI is a very, very, very bad thing.
Oh yeah, I think if people only knew, like they really just waiting for the war to plan out. Like literally, they if they wanted to, they could replace everybody with AI like quicker than they think. Elon Musk and a lot of these people who making these machines, they using 3D printing to do this stuff. The same way they doing with the cars, they able to manufacture them so fast. It make. I mean, I'm not talking about like Ford and GM, but I'm talking about the new like Tesla, how they pop their cars
Bro,
out. They 3D print them. Like they able to make so many of them so fast without
there's a movie
human.
that I seen. It's like this little girl and this little robot, doll robot looking, looking doll robot. Man, that thing was freaking me out when I was looking at the damn movie. And I noticed something that I think people don't notice how quick we are to embrace new things without doing our due diligence or our research on these things that we embrace out of nowhere and stuff like that. So one thing, one thing that I love, one thing that I love, bro, that I was born and raised in the hood. That is such a blessing to me. Some people might get it as a curse. I look at it as a blessing because it lets me see past the bullcrap.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing when we were talking about the reparations. And then all of a sudden, not even the next day, the dude talk about, well, I'm not talking about no cash payments.
Right.
Gavin Newsom. I'm like, bro, we just had this conversation. I said, damn, this nigga ain't even let it marinate. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude just, well, what are you talking about no cash? I'm like, damn, bro, like, you just really, well, you know what I mean? I was like, man, I told you, man, I got to see it. You ain't gonna piss on me and tell me that it's raining, man. I gotta see it with my own eyes,
They
man.
gonna come
These
up
people
with
be quick,
that.
quick,
And
bro.
we
I was
gonna
like,
give y'all
damn,
free education. Y'all could go to college for free.
bro.
Which I
Education is
believe that should
overrated.
happen regardless. But huh?
Education is overrated unless you're gonna be a doctor. You know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah. Doctors make good money. I mean, being a lawyer, that don't make no sense. You got so many
Yeah.
lawyers, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Being a doctor, surgeon, yeah, I can see you give some free education on that. Not just give education just to give education. You know what I mean? I could see
Right.
for something that's beneficial to the people. Yeah, I can see that. But for me, I'm like, I reached that point though where it don't bother me. That the stuff that's going on, and man, the most I tapped me on my shoulder, man, I was like, hey man, there's bigger things to sweat on than the stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Cause you
So,
gotta at some point in time the people gotta prepare. And that's what we should be not worrying, but planning for is the preparation. If we could see, it's like we live in like I live in Houston. If you this one of the things that's always boggled me about Houston. You'll know a hurricane coming 3 weeks before it's come. Like people
yeah,
wait until right when the hurricane is going on to start
to go get
panicking.
the stuff.
Oh, we don't have no water. Oh, we don't have no. Then they all running in the store and all the water going already. They going from store
Hold
to
on,
store. Man, ain't no
you're like,
water in the neighborhood.
you're like, I don't live in Houston.
Yeah, right. Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to throw your address out. I mean, not your address,
Nah,
but your place of living. So I was being
some
discreet
people gonna
about it.
hit your social media and gonna know who I am and what
Okay.
platform I've been on before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got no, man, I don't, bro.
Well, since you live in Houston, you know what I'm saying is true.
Bro,
And
yeah, no,
coming
these people
from,
crazy, man.
yeah,
Well, you know, I got the garage full of drums of water on its own and all that in case the electricity go out and
right.
stuff like that. I got treated water and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't prepare. A lot of people ain't really prepared for what's happening right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what
A lot
we
of people don't
talking.
understand that the food, you ain't gonna have food probably by next year. This is
If
us.
what
It
you're eating is even real food, a lot of people ain't
ain't.
caught the game of how to figure out if this is real meat or if this is fake meat. I mean, Subway getting sued still for suing, giving
That fake chicken.
advertising uh cat advertising a tuna fish when it's actually soy meat. But they
Yeah,
got in
soy meat.
trouble before with the chicken teriyaki, which was soy meat. So it's kind of the
Yeah, it's fake meat. Uh, well, I mean, that's what the impossible meat is. Well, I mean, if you do the math, I mean, if you got burger joints, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, I don't know what other burger spot. I don't eat red meat like that. So, but if you look at at these burger joints, look how many burgers that they sell in in a year. Look how much red meat a supermarket sells in a year, and then look at what restaurants sell in a year, and you look at how many cattle get slaughtered, and that don't even add up
right.
because there's not enough cattle in the world to make so much red
Right.
meat that people like to eat.
They say 3 billion served at McDonald's.
Bruh. You're not gonna get that many burgers off of the cows that they just slaughtered. I mean, it's impossible. The
Exactly.
same thing with now with chicken. You get cancer from chicken. Well, you stop putting all the damn chemicals in that damn chicken, you wouldn't get cancer from them. Um,
True.
it's funny, Doug. I have Heinz ketchup from here, from America, but then I also got a Heinz ketchup from another country. Totally different.
You said
I
they
don't eat nothing
totally
from here,
different.
man. I take it to the backyard. You want to see my meat in the backyard? I don't eat nothing from no.
Nothing
I don't
from
eat
here.
nothing from no restaurant. No sir.
Yeah.
I want chicken. I
No,
got
I
chicken in the
prefer to
backyard.
cook. Oh, see, I don't.
Uh-uh.
I ain't got the animal. That's what I plan on doing once we set up the land. But I prefer. Well, I'm not cooking because of my back, but I do. I was talking to my mom about, because back in the day you go and get discount meat, right? Because the discount meat meant that it was going to expire sooner, and that's what it used to be. But now the discounted meat might not even be real meat. It could be like
It's not.
partial beef mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff and then some chemicals to make them stick.
You know. Let me tell you. You know what that C word with the where you had to get that jab for it. The
Say that
C
again,
word.
brother.
The cough
Sea
cough.
World.
The C word.
Oh,
The
oh,
C
okay,
word.
yeah,
The cough
yeah,
cough
yeah, yeah,
with the
yeah,
jab. You got to watch what you say because they'll strike your champ. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So you know what that did for me? That was a blessing and a curse, right? But it was more of a blessing. Let me tell you what that did for me. I got sick of the dog of the worst variant of it. I lost my taste, my smell buds, and everything. But let me tell you, hmm, when everything came back and I started eating stuff, stuff was not tasting right at all.
Right.
I'm like, bro, maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm tripping. So, I go to the restaurant. I mean, to the supermarket, getting stuff cooking it. I'm like, bro. So then I start growing my own. You know what I mean? I said, well, let me grab one of these chickens and see if I'm tripping. So, whatever. I did whatever with the chicken, whatever. Bro, I wasn't tripping. Totally different taste. 110% different. So they put stuff in there that, let's not even get into that conversation. Just watch what you eat. We ain't going to even get into that conversation because they'll take, your channel down for certain things. But just watch what you
Yeah.
eat. And if you do need to stack on food or stuff like that, you can buy canned goods and all that regardless. You've been eating it all this time. That'll help you survive a little bit longer. You know what I mean? But
That's true.
understand that the Most High also told you to prepare and to
My
defend yourself.
advice would be get you some a vacuum seal machine. One of
Mhm.
them vacuum seal machine, get some oxygen saver bags and
Go to
get
Amazon,
you
the
some
affiliate link be in
beans
the.
and
Nah, I'm just joking.
rice, man. Get you some of them things we know carry protein and we've been eating on forever and seal that stuff away, man. That stuff would be good for 20, 30 years, man. I mean,
Easily.
if you got money, that's one thing. But if it's tight on you, you can
Mylar
go buy a,
bags,
yeah,
oxygen
50, 60
absorbers.
pound bag
Listen,
of
if you got a hair straightener,
pinto
you can use
beans.
it. You can use the hair straightener that you use for your hair. You don't got to buy nothing to do it with. You can use the hair straightener that you got at your house. You know what I mean? We straighten people's hair and stuff like that. Everybody got one of those. I don't care if you're Latino or black. You know what I mean? Everybody got a hair
But how
straightener in the
how you
house.
get the air out?
But you got the absorbers, extra
Oh, okay.
absorbers. You just put it in there and then you seal it and it'll suck all the air out.
Oh, and it'll suck all the air out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, I actually got the vacuum machine, which I didn't
No,
think
you want me to
about
grab
if
you
a
one so you can see
person
it?
didn't have it. Uh
I'll
oh,
grab you one
no,
real quick.
I got the oxygen absorbers too. I just never use them like that. I use them like I throw them in there and then I
No, I'll show
seal
you
it
how it
up.
looks. You want me to grab? You want to
Oh,
take a
okay.
seat?
Yeah.
I grab one, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I'm ready. For those of y'all that don't have to spend a ton of money, there's a Lowe's bucket. This is rice. Vacuum seal.
Okay.
My
How long did that last for?
30 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually. You might have to make a video where you show people how to do that.
Uh, yeah, you want to do it on your channel? A whole bunch of metal glass.
Yeah, we might have to do that because like I was wanting to do one where I've recently started dehydrating food.
Oh, dehydrated? I got dehydrated as another.
Well, I'm more or less testing it out. You know, I'm not a professional with it. So my first thing I dehydrated was some pinto beans. I love pinto beans, so I stocked up tons of pinto beans.
Yeah, I like it. Where's chicken?
Yeah,
That's some piece
yeah.
of chicken. I mean, unless you want to eat tree chicken. You ever had tree chicken?
Huh?
You ever had tree chicken?
No, I haven't. I was thinking about actually though turning like making some chicken jerky with the dehydrator or some beef
You can, but
jerky.
tree chicken is iguanas.
Is which one?
Iguanas tastes better than chicken.
What is
Iguanas.
that? Is that a plant?
The lizards. Iguanas.
Oh, iguanas?
Yeah, they taste better than chicken, bro. You know the
Oh,
ones
I've
that people
never
buy for
eaten
pet?
those.
You
Yeah.
know the ones that people buy for pet? Yeah, those. Those are better than that's better
Can
than
we
chicken.
eat iguanas? Is that lawful?
Yes. Yes, it's lawful, bro. It's not unlawful. I don't think it's unlawful. It's the same thing as a chicken, bro. It just look like an iguana. They don't got no wings like
Okay.
stuff like a chicken. I don't see nothing that's unlawful about it, but it tastes better than chicken. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when there ain't no food and you got no wild hogs running in your backyard?
Oh, I ain't killing one. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I ain't eating none of them, bruh.
You ain't
Hey,
none of them?
no, you know we
Shit.
trying to. I'm
Your
in
stomach
that
to your
land
back,
where.
boy, you're gonna be like, man, that hog looking good.
Let me tell you, I
I can't
already.
eat.
Look, my
I
wife
never ate
already
pig, so
know. My wife already know, bruh. I might end up being a vegetarian. I barely eat meat as it is now. Like I
the less you eat, the better it is for you.
yeah, I
I'm
might
just
end
being
up being a
honest. I try to eat as less as
vegetarian, brother.
possible. The problem is with me, I still eat chicken and I eat eggs. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I eat
the only thing
chicken,
is,
eggs, and beef, but it's just and fish, but it's just rare that I eat any
I
of
can't
it.
eat
Like,
seafood because I'm allergic.
okay,
I'm allergic to seafood, but I don't I don't like red meat. It's just not.
yeah.
It's not my thing. Red meat is not for me. You know what I'm saying? What's the next thing you want to talk about? Well, how long we been on here? Because we
Well,
start
it's
talking.
we're going. We probably it's already an hour and 20 minutes in, so we
Ah,
probably gonna have to wrap it up.
yeah, Shalom Barakatah. We just started talking about a whole bunch of craziness.
Yeah.
Well, same thing that happened the last time.
Hey, but
Shalom and Barakatah.
Yeah, Shalom, everybody. Barakatah. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we gonna get with y'all on the next video, man.
Don't
On the
say
next
when.
video.
We'll catch you on the
Yeah,
next video.
yeah,
But if
because
you want my affiliate
things
links and all
came
that,
up.
they'll be on the YouTube. Now I'm just joking. But if you go to Amazon and buy that prepper stuff, well, I guarantee you, you're buying it from me.
If you got some links, we should start adding
Nah,
them on the when we talk about it.
nah.
You said no. 'Cause I mean, people should start preparing. So if you got a
They
way,
should, but they should go. They should go back whatever suits them and all that stuff. I don't want to push.
yeah,
I don't want to do that. I don't want people to think that we come here to help and trying to sell them something. So if they find it,
yeah.
they find it. If they don't, they don't. I don't care. I'm still gonna make it regardless. You know what I mean?
All
But
right,
it's
we're
not.
gonna leave that up to y'all then. Hey, y'all,
Yeah,
if it's enough people in the chat saying y'all want the link, he gonna give it to you. Y'all gotta put
nah.
pressure on him.
Yeah. But peace and love, everybody. Please prepare yourself for the situation that's coming on hand. It's gonna get rougher. Before it get better, please have self protection. The Bible tells you that you can. You
Uh-huh.
understand? Protect yourself by any means necessary, so you can
Yeah.
protect yourself and stuff like that. Be prepared with food, water, stuff like that. Tell your family to prepare because the worst you haven't seen yet.
Like
And
a
with
good
that, though,
homeowner would have kept watch.
all praises to the Most High for having me here with you again, brother, and all that. And
Yes, sir.
I'll catch y'all on the next one.
All
Peace
right,
and love.
Barakatah. Shalom,
Rakatha.
everybody. Is that all right? How we? I don't even know how to end it. But shalom, everybody. Barakatah. It was good for y'all tuning in. Thank y'all. If y'all want to donate to the Cash App, y'all made it this far. My name on Cash App is Ban Shemayim. That's BANSHAMAYAM. Ban Shemayim 7. $sign Ban Shemayim 7, right? So on that note, I just want to say, Thawada, thank you, Jay, for coming through, and thank everybody for tuning in. This went a lot longer than I thought, but I hope y'all enjoyed the content. On that note, have a blessed one and peace out.